This is the SF Productions Podcast Network.
Let's be upfront about the Upfronts.
From the Pop Culture Bunker, I'm Mindy.
And I'm Mark. You can check out our audio podcast, How I Got My Wife to Read Comics, on iTunes or on our website, sfpodcastnetwork.com. Now, we recently went over which TV series were likely to survive.
Right.
And now we know.
Yes.
Because the Upfronts just completed. And the Upfronts are where the networks announce their fall lineups. Mm-hmm. This is all like the rest of the television industry. It's based on things they did in the 50s. And it's designed to sell potential advertisers in order to get them to buy their ads up front before the season starts.
That's why they're called
That's called the Upfronts.
Okay.
So, let's see who is retired, who is re-upped, and who is being called in from the minors. Over on ABC, they renewed just about everything. Nashville, The Goldbergs, Castle, Grey's Anatomy, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Once Upon a Time, Resurrection, Scandal, The Middle, Modern Family, Revenge, and Last Man Standing. And basically all of those, except for Last Man Standing, are going to be on the fall schedule.
Wow.
5 shows did not make it. Suburgatory, Mixology, which just started fairly recently.
Well, yeah, but yeah.
Trophy Wife, and basically because the cast was just too expensive for the types of ratings they were seeing. Super Fun Night that we never liked. And unfortunately, The Neighbors did not make it. But frankly, I'm shocked they got another season.
Yes.
That's a show that really should have been on like ABC Family or something rather than ABC. Then they have chosen 13 different pilots to turn into series. Only some of which are actually going to come in the fall.
Right.
And the rest are in reserve when some of these pilots inevitably fail.
Yes.
We have Blackish. It's a sitcom. Basically, an urban family moves to a suburban location with Anthony Anderson and Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's a very good fit for ABC.
Well, you never know.
You never know. We have Forever, which is a drama about an immortal medical examiner.
Okay.
Ian Gruffud, who the reason I know that name is because he was Mr. Fantastic in one of the iterations of the Fantastic Four movies.
Oh, okay.
And Judd Hirsch.
And Judd Hirsch has been on so many TV shows.
And I don't know if he's the immortal medical examiner's dad. I don't know how that works.
That would not be the case. Maybe it's his son.
Maybe it's his son. Who knows?
Because since he's immortal,
right? Yeah.
his son could be older than him.
That's true.
Or his grandson, or his great-great-grandson.
Mm-hmm. Could be.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. We also have Manhattan Love Story, a sitcom where we hear the thoughts of this couple who is falling in love. That seems like a very limited concept. Don't see that going very far. Also have Selfie, a sitcom.
I hate the name.
Well, that's based on how the networks again work in very mysterious and very slow ways. By the time they get this hip and trendy word on as a series, it will no longer be hip and trendy.
Yeah, now it's like everybody is having a backlash against selfies.
Right.
But I am interested in this series because it has Karen Gillan in it, who was Amy
on Doctor Who. And basically it's about this woman who unintentionally becomes an internet sensation, but she has no real friends. And so Gillan and John Cho, who's been on a number of series as well, apparently they're saying it's based on My Fair Lady.
I don't know how. We'll have to watch and see.
Yeah, from what they explained, it's more like at the end of My Fair Lady when Eliza has changed, and the character's name is Eliza, but she doesn't like what she's ended up with.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I don't think it'll take that long to get that out of there. Cristela. It's a sitcom about a Mexican family, and this daughter is training to be a lawyer, but clashing with the family.
They haven't really had much luck with Hispanic comedies.
Right.
And I don't know. I think maybe if they got the right showrunner or the right concept, it would work. But sometimes I think that they just come across, at least to me, as being a little bit racist, even though the Hispanic people...
They're going through a checklist.
I don't know.
They're going through a checklist. Latino show, check. We also have How to Get Away with Murder, a legal thriller with Viola Davis.
And that's from Shonda Rhimes.
Yes.
And interestingly enough, that whole night of TV that this is going to be on is going to be Shonda Rhimes TV.
It's all Shonda Rhimes all the time.
It's Grey's Anatomy,
Yeah.
Scandal,
Yeah.
and How to Get Away with Murder.
Right.
So that should be an interesting night of television.
Yes.
I'm not quite sure how that's going to work.
And then some shows they have in the bullpen, again, when shows inevitably fail. American Crime, a drama about racial tension with Felicity Huffman and Timothy Hutton. We have Gallivant, which is a musical comedy fairy tale. It's a half-hour musical comedy. Alan Menken is involved, and it's one of the two shows that's going to bridge the two halves of the season, in this case, Once Upon a Time.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know how you bridge a 1 hour show with a half hour another show. I don't get that.
I don't know. Well, again, wait and see.
Right. The Whispers, a drama about an alien invasion. Spielberg is producing this.
Because Spielberg TV has worked out so well.
Agent Carter, an action series based on Captain America. It's a period piece in the late 40s.
And it's about Peggy Carter.
Peggy Carter.
Who was in the movies.
Right.
The girl that kind of gets left behind when
Right.
Captain America goes into freezing.
Yeah, and she ends up being involved in the dawn of S.H.I.E.L.D. And this is going to bridge the S.H.I.E.L.D. season. So they're going to break S.H.I.E.L.D. into half and half.
Mm-hmm.
Secrets and Lies, a drama about the crime he did not commit.
So is that sort of
Trope.
like the Fugitive? Or?
Yeah. With Ryan Philippe in that.
Okay.
Fresh Off the Boat, a comedy about a 90s Taiwanese family. Mm-hmm. Check. Astronaut Wives Club, a period drama from the 60s.
Mad Men clone.
Check. And
you know, it worked so well when they did Pan Am.
That was a great success. And The Club, basically Downton Abbey at a country club, is the way it was described.
Yes. With, I guess, the staff of the country club being downstairs.
Yes. That's how they're going to work it. Meanwhile, over on CBS, another network that renewed quite a bit, Big Bang Theory, Blue Bloods, Criminal Minds, CSI, Good Wife, Hawaii Five-0, Mom, NCIS Los Angeles, and Person of Interest. And then 6 series, which they're going to hold back, and they won't have it on the fall, but they have renewed, which always means it's kind of renewed.
Yeah.
It may just never come back.
Yes.
Elementary, Mike and Molly, The Millers, Two Broke Girls, 2.5 Men, and The Mentalist.
Yeah.
And we've heard this is going to be the last season for 2.5 Men.
We'll see.
We'll see. 4 shows were canceled. The Crazy Ones, another case, I think, of a show probably the cast was too expensive to keep on there. And it never did very well.
Yeah, it could have done with a lot less Robin Williams.
But if you're paying for Robin Williams, you're getting Robin Williams.
Yes.
Intelligence, Bad Teacher, that I think was on for 3 whole episodes.
Yeah.
Friends with Better Lives, another show that just started, and it's gone too. And a big surprise, How I Met Your Dad, the follow-on to How I Met Your Mother. They made the big deal about there's going to be, we know who's going to be in it, and they cast the whole thing, they got the pilot, and apparently...
we changed our mind.
Apparently CBS and the producers couldn't come to terms on some deal that CBS wanted changes, and the producers said no.
Yeah, I don't
and so
understand it. But they're
we're outta
shopping that one.
Yeah, oh yeah, I would assume they would.
Yeah.
Okay, then there are 8 new series coming from CBS, some of which, again, will be in the bullpen. CSI Cyber with Patricia Arquette, yet another of the CSI franchise.
Yeah.
And it was described on one website as, this is for the audience that didn't realize that another show came on, and it's just the same show for another hour.
Yes, They should do that. They should have, like all the CSIs on one night.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah. They could do that with NCIS too, though.
Yeah. Madam Secretary, a drama about the Secretary of State with Taya Leone and Tim Daly and Bebe Neuwirth.
And I like Tim Daly and Bebe Neuwirth.
Right.
I don't know. I'd try it, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And yet another spin out with NCIS New Orleans with Scott Bakula.
They did a backdoor pilot of that.
Right.
And I just thought his southern accent was unconvincing. I didn't even watch the second part of the backdoor pilot, so I won't be watching that one.
And you're a big procedural person, so...
Well, you know what? I don't like NCIS Los Angeles either,
right.
So...
Yeah.
You know, I just... I like NCIS, but... Okay.
Next season, NCIS Newark. So get ready for that.
I think they should do NCIS Columbus.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
See? Although, we don't really have a naval base.
No. Well, we got the distribution center for the military. They could be all cases about, we lost a case of beans or something. What are we going to do? Scorpion, a drama about super geniuses versus bad guys with Catherine McPhee, just off of Smash.
Okay.
And Robert Patrick.
Okay.
Stalker, a drama about LA detectives with Dylan McDermott and Maggie Q.
Okay.
And then in the bullpen, Battle Creek.
Serial?
Yes, a serial. Yes. No, it's a drama.
It's a serial drama.
Exactly. From Vince Gilligan of Breaking Bad with Dean Winters, Josh Duhamel, and Cal Penn. And we're assuming, again, some sort of serial-related... Serial crimes unit. The McCarthys, a comedy about a Boston Irish family with a gay son. Check. Jack McGee, Joey McIntyre, and Laurie Metcalf.
To me, if you have to say with a gay son,
yes,
you know, you shouldn't have to say that. You should just say a comedy about a Boston Irish family.
Right.
You know now that they're going to make horrible gay jokes in it because they say with a gay son.
Right.
You know?
Right. Well, the gay son's the main character, apparently. Then we have The Odd Couple, yet again, this time with Matthew Perry and Thomas Lennon.
Who's Thomas Lennon?
Thomas Lennon's been on various shows. I'm trying to think. I think he was on Reno 911. But he was on... Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see how that goes.
Right.
I'm not sure. Matthew Perry has not had much luck
He really hasn't.
Yeah.
Now, CBS also has to deal with the new Thursday NFL game they're going to have. So for the first half of the NFL season, they've got a Thursday night game. Which means until October 30th, they have to move a bunch of their shows around. Big Bang Theory will move to Mondays until then, for example.
Okay.
And that's why a lot of the shows we talked about aren't on as of the beginning of the fall. Some of them will come on after football comes back, after football leaves.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, that doesn't make much difference to me because I just generally watch everything on the DVR anyway. So.
Exactly.
But Mark, you talked too long.
I guess I did, so I'll have to make this 2 episodes.
So go check out our audio podcast, How I Got My Wife to Read Comics, on iTunes or on our website, sfpodcastnetwork.com, and then come back and watch the second part next week. From the Pop Culture Bunker, I'm Mindy.
And I'm Mark. Thanks for watching.